Are you a football fan? Have you ever found yourself wondering, what in the world was that ref thinking? Well, Mike D, the referee, is here to help you. Join me on Whistle Talk as I talk to professionals on the field and in the booth to help you understand what is going on inside the mind of a football official. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Whistle Talk. Mike D, the referee, coming at you, trying to come to you live tonight from here in a nice, well, not warm, not too cold. We got a heat wave coming in New Jersey these days. We're going to hit 30 or 40 degrees in the next couple days, but yeah, it's still a cold and balmy New Jersey right now. Before we dive into tonight's episode, which again, we are going live. So if you're out there on YouTube, on Facebook, hit me up into the chats, put them on there, because tonight we are going to talk about this Sunday's past Super Bowl game, the calls, the non-calls, different things like that. So I'd love to hear from you, and we'll discuss some of the different topics that popped up this past Sunday. But before we dive truly into it, if you are enjoying the show, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. It does nothing but help us out. Leave a comment, leave me a notice, anything like that. Email me, Mike D, the referee at gmail.com. You could follow me on YouTube, TikTok. I got all those different places out there. Twitter, you can see me there, twitter.com/Mike D, the referee. And lastly, before we dive truly into our topic, if you would like to support the show, you could always go and buy me a beer or buy me a coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/Mike D, the referee. Anything does help. And be sure to check out my friends at battlefield2ballfields.org. Great organization going on there, helping our veterans get onto the playing field in an officiating fashion. So, with all that fun stuff being said, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Had some interesting stuff happen over the weekend in the Super Bowl, and I was tweeting during the game some of my commentary about the different calls that were going on and the plays itself and different things like that. But there were a couple of different plays that need to take a looking at. And before I get too much further, I apologize. I did advertise Coach Schiffman joining me tonight. He may or may not be able to do it. I kind of jumped the gun with that with a misinterpretation of our messaging back and forth. So, Coach Schiffman, if you are out there, I do apologize once again. But his schedule was pretty jammed up, but he is going to try to jump on with us if he can. So hopefully Coach Schiffman is able to get on here and give us his thoughts on some of the different plays and things that went on over the weekend with the game. So we had a couple of catches, a couple not catches, a couple no calls on offsides, a couple of different pass interference or one pass interference, potential pass interference call. And we also had a little bit of a skirmish on the sideline. So tonight I want to kind of dive into those categories, those different things there. And with that, we are going to get going here. So let me pull up my first play here. So, catch or not a catch? Mr. Cup. Mr. Cooper Cup.
You'll see with both of these teams is that they want to undercut.
Here we go, along the sidelines. And I'm getting this from, you can see at ratetherefs.com or on Twitter, Rate the Refs. Okay, showing the replay of Cooper Kupp's catch right here. And going to try to back it up a little bit. So you could see defender does an excellent job on this one here, getting his hand in there and trying to break this up. But, Cooper Kupp's the man. I mean, he's been doing this for a long time at a high level and former Super Bowl MVP. But right there, you could see ball's secured. He's got 1 foot in. And it kind of right there, first foot, second foot. So pause, First foot right there,
You'll see
second foot
both
there,
of these teams is
and he
that they
secures the
want to
catch.
undercut
Now,
those
Seattle was smart with this one. They ran up. They snapped the next play. So they did not waste any time. They went up there to try to snap the next play to get it going. And they did the right thing with this one. They got the next snap off, and away they went. So I think everyone's kind of in agreement with that one. It was a close call, but everyone was kind of in agreement with that one, that we do have a completed catch on that play. So the next one now, and we're going to stick with our Cooper Cup theme here, is one that didn't get called complete.
There it is. There's the ball almost hitting the turf.
Almost hitting the turf. You hear Mr. Tirico mention right there, almost hitting the turf. Here it is from the back angle. He bobbles it, and right there, the nose of the ball touches the ground. And at first glance, when I was watching the game on Sunday, I tweeted out catch. I thought this one was a good catch right there. And it comes back that it was reviewed, and the ruling on the field was upheld, which was a ruling of incomplete. So let's take a look at this one again, because you can see, now, first of all, my coaches, my players that are out there, cardinal sin right there as a receiver. I always taught the kids, see the ball into your hands. See the ball all the way into your hands. And here you can see Mr. Cup, again, being that outstanding professional that he is. Even he makes mistakes just like we do as officials. But he took his eye off the ball. And it's a common thing. I mean, he's got grown-ass men coming to try to blow him up right now and separate him from the ball. So he kind of took his eye off the ball, looking to try to make his next move or seeing where the defenders were coming from. And just that little subtle nuance right there probably makes this from an incomplete to a complete pass if he keeps his eyes on it. So you can see now he's bringing his head back in slow motion. He does bring it back into his body, but I think they're saying that the nose of the ball touched the ground.
That might be a catch, Chris.
It's got to be a catch.
It's right there. No, his right hand is off of it there. Yeah.
So I got another angle of this one here that I want to play, and this one's in really slow motion. Right there, you can kind of see a blade of grass kind of moving on that one. And you see there, Mr. Smith, the ruling on the field was an incomplete pass, third down. So we're going incomplete with that one. Again, first glance, watching the game on Sunday, I tweeted out catch or X'd out. What is it even these days? Do we say tweet? I don't even know. Still new to those things. But anyway, I digress. So we now got, another one here. Now this one's a little bit more dicey. This one here, we got what looks to potentially be an offsides on a punt. So it's fourth down, and I don't recall the exact scenario, but I know it was less than 5 yards. So say 4th and 4. And you're going to see the defenders here for Seattle, is going to move right before the ball is snapped. Now, the question with this one is, do they move and do they get into the neutral zone before the ball is snapped? And it's close. It's a lot closer than a lot of people are giving it credit for. So let's see if we could take a look at this one here, and you're going to see right down the line of scrimmage. So right there, and I've got it frozen, the ball's moving. The snap is starting. The players are not in the neutral zone. Let me see if I can back this up a 1/10 of a second. Nothing there. You can see them starting to move. All right, so let me see if I can get that. It's not letting me freeze it there. Come on, freeze frame. Right there. So it looks like the second guy in may be in the neutral zone as the ball starts. Okay, so it's really tight. It's really close, and it didn't get called. This is one of those plays where, it's very difficult. The timing aspect of it, it's close. It's really, really darn close on this one. So right there is going to be your best view. It's just kind of stuttering a little bit. He may have been in the neutral zone, but it's so bang bang. I can support the non-call. I can completely understand that why they didn't call that one. It's tough. It's right there, but they didn't call it. So I'm going to support that one. Again, bang bang type of play, and it happens. Okay, and all right, Mr. Pomerantz, how are you? Thought it was a catch also in real time. Appreciate you jumping on, buddy. Hope all is well. Yeah, I definitely thought that one was a catch. And again, this one here with the offsides, I do support this one for the offside, for not calling the offsides, but this is one where I could support it either way. So let's go on. Getting through these pretty quick. Because I do got to say, and I probably should have started off with this. I tweeted out at the end of the game that I thought this was a really, really well officiated game. I really did. Watching the game, I loved the game. I thought it was a great game. I thought the defenses were absolutely outstanding. I don't put a blame on Drake May. I don't put a blame on Will Campbell, where I've seen a lot of people pointing fingers at those two individuals. Well, you got a second year and a first year player playing left tackle and quarterback, two of the most prominent positions in our sport. And they had a rough day. No doubt about it. They had a rough day. But Seattle's defense was insane. Just watching some of their zone blitzes, watching the guys drop back into the flats, off the hot reads, taking away the hot reads, showing the hot, and then taking it away with somebody else. I mean, it was impressive what they did to the New England offense. And yeah, you could say New England's offense, well, they didn't have a win against a winning team or something like that during the season. I forget exactly what the stat was that people were trying to knock on them. They still rolled through the playoffs. I mean, they still knocked off some pretty good playoff teams to get to the Super Bowl. So they're a good team, but I just think Seattle's defense was better. It had a better night. But the officiating wise, I thought it was very well officiated. So we got Cooper Kupp, we got our offsides, not offsides here. Well, now I want to bring up one that is definitely a little bit more dicey in the overall situation. And it's the skirmish that occurred along the sideline. So, got our play here, and, well, you got Stefon Diggs involved. Now, I don't know Mr. Diggs at all, but if you look back at his playing career, he's got a history of getting under the defensive guy's skin. He's got a history of these, well, pretty big skirmishes. Now, again, I'm not blaming him for this one. Necessarily, there was a lot of other things that go with it, but it just always seems that he's the one that's around when stuff like this occurs. So what happened, and I do have a second view of it, is out of bounds. Well, he kind of gets cheap shotted, unnecessary. And let me go to that view first, because that one kind of sets everything up a little bit better.
Stefon Diggs'
but you're going to see here
was a punch in the face, quite literally, as he's been waiting so long to get to this
so
game. And
we got
not what
them going.
The
you got the officials kind of in between. Let me just back it up right there.
No
so
the ref didn't call it
they're showing the officials. We're going to get to them in a second. But right here, he just gets shoved out of bounds, unnecessary, and he gets up and he kind of just runs into the defensive back and in essence kind of headbutts him. Now, I do see the flag for the late hit. I can definitely understand that one, and people had a lot of voices with that, with the cheap shot, and I agree, it was a cheap shot and there was no reason for it. But then when it comes to the skirmish here, it wasn't called. There were no flags at all on this play. And initially, my thought process was, well, the refs are doing a great job of letting these guys play football. And yeah, it's an intense game. It's the biggest game of the year. You got all of those different things going on. But they were letting them play. So I supported everything that they had, because what my thought process was is, okay, well, you're going to have two flags on this. You're going to have offsetting plays. And in essence, the play never occurred then. So unless they were throwing the late hit, you possibly have 3 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties on one play, and you're really not getting anything out of it, except for you're possibly removing players from the biggest game of the year. So I like that they let the guys go, that they let them play, that they let the altercation go. But I say that now, going back and watching the video, I think the Seattle guy should have gotten tossed. Because here you see this hand to the face, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you the other angle of it. But what I didn't see, and I must have turned my head for the 10th of a second because Chris Collinsworth was talking about it, was the punch. And I didn't initially see the punch. I saw the grasping of the masks. I saw the throw there. You see the official trying to break him up, and you see Diggs's teammate trying to break him up. But right there, Job, I couldn't tell you what his first name is. I apologize. That's a closed fist punch to the helmet.
And a punch there, Terry, as you saw.
That one needs to be called. That's not okay. That one I have the problem with. And now here you got the social media people that are on there. Oh, the referee didn't see it because he had his eyes closed. Well, hell, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, the everyday fan, the person out there that's just watching the game, I want you to go in there and stand between two guys, two grown men who can squat the house, bench press a car, and they're wearing full pads, running around in an emotional game, and that guy is in there trying to break these guys up. He's trying to prevent this. He's doing his darndest for preventative officiating, and I commend him for that. And it's a natural reaction for people that close their eyes in a split second. It's just, we got awesome technology that we can catch it on film right there as this gentleman was going in and his eyes closed for about a half second. You see the face mask, you see the slap to the face right there. I'm good with everything right now. I'm good with the officials now coming in. And again, that's the view that I saw right there. The closed fisted punch, I got a problem with that one. That one should have been a disqualification. And I know during the game they talked about it. So I'm gonna step back on my original assessment of it, that I loved watching him play. But in that, with the closed-fisted punch, you can't have it, and it's a dumb play. And hell, it's a dumb play as a football player. What the hell are you doing throwing a closed-fisted punch to another guy with a helmet in the Super Bowl? Like, come on, what are you thinking? All intents and purposes, should have been tossed, but he wasn't. So we play on. But once again, it's one of those ones where people were saying, hey, why wasn't that person thrown out? Now, scheme of things, did it affect anything? No. Seattle still won the game. It didn't have any play on the outcome of the game. So it would have been the Seattle player that would have been ejected. So let me backtrack on that. But again, I don't think it changes the outcome of this game. All right. I've got one last clip that I want to talk about, and that's on the 2-point conversion late in the game. And with this play, New England has scored their second touchdown. If I'm correct in saying this, it's 29-16 at the time. This will bring it to 29-18. Don't quote me on the exact score. I apologize. But you got two players trying to make a play on the ball. Period. End of story. And I'm going to turn the volume back up on this because you're going to hear the players on this one saying, "Are you kidding me?" With maybe some other expletives. So let me play this one from the beginning.
Athletic training staff out to look at Bryant.
So even though he got
Athletic training staff out to look at Bryant.
What you got going on? Pass into the end zone to tight end Hunter Henry and the defensive back, Kobe Bryant. Right here, I got it paused. Ball's in the air. Eyes on the ball. Eyes on the ball. Two guys playing the football. Two guys are playing the football. Does Bryant get contact with Hunter Henry before the ball is there? 100%. Do not disagree with that at all. Contact is made as he's making a play on the ball. That ball is nobody's right now. That ball is in the air. It is a free ball. The defense has the exact same right to that ball as the offense does. Plain and simple. There's no debating that. So how people can think that this is defensive pass interference, why not offensive pass interference? Hunter Henry makes contact with Kobe Bryant. Yeah, the look of it, it was Bryant making contact into him just because of momentum. Two guys making a play on the ball. Two guys making a play on the ball. And actually the defender, it just showed the score there at the end as they were walking off. So 13. New England had 13. What do we got? 29-13. So it would have made it 29-15. Still a 14-point game at that point in time. So, again, you got nothing. There's no flag for this one. And for all the people that think it's a flag, and again, I don't have any skin in this game. I'm a Giants fan, so I really don't have skin in this game. The Patriot fans that are complaining and looking for a flag on this, did you get a flag on this? I don't hear many complaints about this one. Look familiar?
Play clock at 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler.
Yeah,
Unreal.
not many complaints there. Not many people saying, oh, there was defensive pass interference there. They're celebrating. They just won another Super Bowl. There's Pete Carroll chomping on the gum like Pete Carroll can do. I want you to watch this one in slow motion from the end zone view. Malcolm Butler made contact with the receiver.
They try to pick play, Al. They tried to go here,
right
but he
there.
beats
He
him to the
undercuts
punch.
it.
And I'm sorry,
and contact is made with Tyler Lockett
I cannot
before
believe
the ball
call.
gets
You've
there.
got Marshawn Lynch in the back. Lynch in the backfield.
Right there. Contact. Contact's made. Where's his eyes? Going for the ball. Where's Malcolm Butler? Going for the ball. You got guys playing the football. And then contact occurs. The contact was initiated by Malcolm Butler breaking on the ball. Tyler Lockett was running his route. Absolutely. Don't debate that whatsoever. Hunter Henry running his route. Kobe Bryant making a break on the ball. But they're both making a play for the ball. And in this scenario, Malcolm Butler
You've got a guy
picks
that's
it
been
off
borderline
and ends the
unstoppable.
game. And yeah, Chris Collinsworth is going nuts of why they didn't give the ball to Marshawn Lynch, which I cannot. Well, I agree with Chris Collinsworth on that one 100%. But nobody complained about that one. Nobody said it was DPI then. Why are we complaining now? That play right there ended the game. That was the difference between a win and a loss. And that controversy, not on defensive pass interference, but the controversy is why didn't Marshawn Lynch run the ball? Not on interference. Yet people are complaining about this game and how it's rigged and the referees blew the game and the Patriots were playing two teams, the Seahawks and the officials and all that other stuff. And it's not true. Mr. Smith and crew did a hell of a job. Commendable job. Cheers. I thought a great job. I thought the Seahawks defense was better than the Patriots offense. I think that was what decided the game, not the guys in stripes. One thing I do want to say at the end now, and we're going to wrap this one up. This one's a little bit of a shorter episode, but I love the alternate officials on the sideline. And I asked the question on Twitter during the game of how many alternate officials there were because I saw an extra white hat on the sideline. They were all in jackets. They didn't have their stripes on, but you knew who they were. They were involved in that skirmish. They were breaking the guys up. There was a skirmish earlier in the game where you saw the the alternate officials getting involved and walking, and I think it was walking Stephon Diggs back to the field, getting the balls from him and moving on, but they were helping out. They were there. And I think that's fantastic. They're in the coach's ear. They're able to communicate with the coaches. They're also able to help out in those dead ball situations along the sidelines. So great job with that. I know it's not something that they can do year round just because of, like everybody else, number of officials. But in big games like this, they do have the alternate officials there, on the field. And I think it makes a great quality game in this type of game. First half, we had no live ball plays, no live ball flags. I think there was one dead ball flag in the first half. And I think overall for the game, I have the stat here. Overall for the game, you had a total of 7 penalties for 50 yards total. 4 on the Seahawks, 3 on the Patriots. They let them play. So I'm good with it. So with that being said, ladies and gents, this is the end of tonight's episode. I do appreciate those that were able to jump on with us live tonight. Thank you very much for the support. This episode will be coming out and published tomorrow for those that weren't able to join us live. Once again, I do apologize to Coach Schiffman. 100% my error. I screwed it up. He did the right thing. He communicated with me. I read it wrong. So you could throw a flag on me, Coach Schiffman. That's on me. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody out there that's listening, that's watching, and do this again in another week. So thank you. Have a good night. Take care.